people are adopting villages for providing education, providing midday meals. One of the biggest things, midday meal schemes, there's a scheme called Akshay Patra. आपने सुना है नाम अक्षय पात्रा का? अक्षय पात्रा is the world's biggest kitchen. वो ऐसी चीजें अडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं. But since we have adopted this Digital India program, I am glad to inform everybody, one of the biggest or the newest areas where people are adopting villages is to provide them Wi-Fi connectivity. Is to provide Wi-Fi in many small areas where there was no internet connection. और जो मैंने पहले बात कही कि डिजिटल एम्पावरमेंट से, एक डिजिटल कनेक्शन से आप एक गांव की कम्युनिटी का कैसे आप उसकी एस्पिरेशंस को मीट कर सकते हैं, उसकी डेवलपमेंट कर सकते हैं. एक उदाहरण मैंने आपको दिया वाज ऑन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड सेलिंग देयर गुड्स. व्हाट इज आल्सो हैपनिंग इज I just was in America and the digital story, the India story is very exciting there. एक बड़ी interesting चीज है, the quest for information. I always say this, and this is little difficult sometimes to appreciate sitting in Delhi. The quest for information is same in Delhi, in Meerut, in Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, Manipur, Rajasthan. Anywhere in India. The point is the quest for information, getting information of a young aspirational India is common throughout. उसका मतलब क्या है? जब आपको एक सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर पढ़ाई करनी है, आपके पास इंटरनेट नहीं होता, तो ये बच्चे गांव, छोटे गांव से they travel in trains, they come to Delhi and they take their lessons, advanced lessons on a small SD card. They put it in their phones or in their tablets and read whole chapters. हमको यहाँ पर सुविधा दिल्ली में होती है कि हम इंटरनेट पे जाते हैं, हमारे बच्चे YouTube पे देखकर उस लेसन को पढ़ लेते हैं, उस टॉपिक को समझ लेते हैं, विकिपीडिया कर लेते हैं. गांव में शायद अगर वो नहीं अवेलेबल है, लेकिन उनकी जो एस्पिरेशन है उस चीज को समझने की, वो दिल्ली के किसी बच्चे से कम नहीं है. That is the point I am raising. जब एस्पिरेशन लेवल सेम है, तो उनके पास सिर्फ क्या चीज मिसिंग है? इस कनेक्टिविटी. अगर आप उसको कनेक्टिविटी प्रोवाइड करेंगे तो इंडिया में भी वही डिजिटल एम्पावरमेंट होगी जो दुनिया के हर किसी कोने में होगी. और वो डिजिटल एम्पावरमेंट जो आज सिर्फ 20 करोड़ लोगों को है, अगर 100-125 करोड़ लोगों को मिल जाए तो आप हमारी इकोनॉमी का फ्लिप देखिए. मोर एंड मोर ट्रांजैक्शन बिकम कैशलेस, मोर एंड मोर एंटरप्रेन्योर्स एट द बॉटम ऑफ द पिलर, more and more educated children, more and more healthy children, healthy future. आज की डेट में टेलीमेडिसिन के लिए आपको आप हॉस्पिटल्स बनाएंगे, आप स्कूल्स बनाएंगे, वो आपकी प्रगति चलती रहेगी. बट एक किसी को पढ़ने के लिए वो वेट तो नहीं करेगा ना 10 साल तक स्कूल बनने के लिए, या उसकी कोई मेडिकल प्रॉब्लम है वो 5 साल तक वेट तो नहीं करेगा जब तक हॉस्पिटल बन जाएगा वहां. तो उसकी जो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए अगर आप उसको इंटरनेट पे कनेक्ट कर देते हैं, he can solve his medical problems. There are a lot of doctors today which offer services on what is called telemedicine. Similarly, e-education. दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटीज ऑफ द फ्यूचर are not going to be the physical universities. किसी ने कोर्सेरा का नाम सुना है यहाँ पर? कोर्सेरा एक ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन यूनिवर्सिटी है. दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी बनने की उसमें क्षमता है आज की डेट में. एक कोर्स अनाउंस करते हैं वो लोग, 200,000 स्टूडेंट्स उसमें एनरोल करते हैं. 200,000 स्टूडेंट्स. हमारी किसी क्लास के अंदर, मैंने भी बहुत क्लासें पढ़ाई हैं, 200 बच्चे भी आ जाते थे, हम ताली बजाते थे. 200,000 मतलब 2 लाख स्टूडेंट एक क्लास अटेंड करते हैं ऑनलाइन, और एवरेज 50 to 60 डिफरेंट कंट्रीज से. तो फ्यूचर की जो एजुकेशन है, वो स्कूल्स में तो होगी, बट ऑनलाइन बहुत होगी. यूएस का एक प्रयोग था जो CSR प्रयोग था, खान एकेडमी करके. किसी ने नाम सुना खान एकेडमी का? खान एकेडमी क्या था? एक one person who was living in Boston and New York area, उसका nephew was not doing well in maths. तो वो रोज उसको स्काइप पर जाकर या फेस टाइम पर जाकर पढ़ाता था, रोज। हल्के हल्के उसको रियलाइज हुआ कि ये मॉडल से मैं एक बच्चे को पढ़ा रहा हूं, दूसरी साइड पे एक की जगह 100 हो सकते हैं, 100 की जगह 1000 हो सकते हैं, और सिर्फ उसको लाइव करने की क्या जरूरत है, उसको रिकॉर्ड कर लेते हैं, और रिकॉर्ड करके तो जिस बच्चे का जिस टाइम मन करे उस टाइम पढ़ सकता है। टुडे इट इज द वर्ल्ड्स बिगेस्ट, इफ आई कैन कॉल इट, ट्यूटोरियल सिस्टम इन द वर्ल्ड। कोई उसमें लिमिटेशन नहीं है कि सिर्फ दिल्ली के बच्चे पढ़ेंगे कि बनारस के बच्चे पढ़ेंगे और राजस्थान के बच्चे नहीं पढ़ सकते, ऐसी कोई लिमिटेशन नहीं है। लिमिटेशन ये है उसके पास कनेक्टिविटी हो। जिस बच्चे के पास कनेक्टिविटी होती है वो जाता है, वहां से पढ़ता है, और वो भी आईआईटी क्लियर कर रहा है, और वो भी सीए बन रहा है, जैसे हम लोग यहाँ दिल्ली में ट्यूटोरियल क्लासेस लेके बन रहे हैं। तो बेसिक पॉइंट है, सीएसआर आज बहुत हो रहा है इन प्रोवाइडिंग, ये बेसिक एमिनिटी की तरह से प्रोवाइड किया जाए। मेरे तो इसमें एक ही प्रस्ताव है कि डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी शुड बी अ बेसिक एमिनिटी लाइक सैनिटेशन, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ केयर, सिक्योरिटी, जॉब्स। ऐसी एक बेसिक एमिनिटी डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी होनी चाहिए कि आने वाले जो समय है उसमें डिजिटल विल बिकम अ नेसेसिटी, not a elitist requirement. It will be a basic requirement. With that, I submit I close my session. If the chair permits, whenever time is, we can take some question answers. Thank you very much.
Now, Professor R.P. Singh, please.
Respected Koel Sahab, my other panelists, Dr. Panda Sahab, Professor Joshi, and dear colleagues, I am very grateful to Sri D.D. Agarwal Sahab for giving me opportunity to share some of our experiences before you. You know, many our distinguished colleagues in the morning session and now also our chairman Sinha Sahab also raised some of the important points. But when I see, I would like to highlight largely the research challenges, opportunity issues and innovation in research, and particularly in rural sector. But few questions always sound in my mind. What is happening to poverty? Particularly the rural poverty. What is happening to rural unemployment? And what is happening to rural disparities and social inequalities? And these three parameters, if declining at the highest level, I can tell that is an important period for rural sustainability. And so I would like to suggest Agarwal Sahab that we should focus on these three important areas: how we can eradicate poverty, how we can create the more and more employment, and then how we can reduce the disparities so that the gaps exist between rich and poor can be minimized. For that, I would like to put before you few. I have several. Point, but three another important parameters I would like to put before you. The rural productive system, rural infrastructure, community infrastructure, and then the welfare schemes. These three, again, broad areas I would like to, and for that, we need the appropriate, or Sinha Sahab mentioned one of the entrepreneurship, that is very, very important. I would like to take also lesson from these Millennium Development Goals, and I would like to tell you that the food first, and food, if I am telling, we have the just self-reliance in food security, but with rapid urbanization, and the industrialization, we are losing the fertile agricultural land. We lost the area equivalent to whole Kerala state, due to in last 10-15 years. So we have massive, the people are rushing to the mega cities. How we can keep all people, at the rural sector? For that, we need the really community restructuring. We need the equal, emphasis on the physical, natural and the social processes, and for that, we have to go to a very micro level. And so that is why, even under the NITI Aayog, I would like to tell you that we must focus on the multi-level strategy, multi-level planning, nowhere in the outgoing planning commission. How the villages should be linked with the, this national capital, that should be our objective. That should be, then we can reduce really the disparities. How we can create the different, service center, so the growth center, or I would like to use the treatment, concept of agropolitan development. Again taking idea from this collective poverty exists, this the whole, everywhere, every district if you go, one can get the pocket of prosperity and pocket of poverty. Not going to different conceptual framework, but I would like to, just one aspect I would like to quote, and recently I participated in one for preserving rivers in India and a PhD chamber. I quote, involvement of corporate sector in awareness generation and planning through sensitization, training and co-opting the corporate sector. And already, Honorable Secretary, in the morning session you mentioned about this, the whole, how the inadequate training we have. Entrepreneurship, you might have visited the Kerala. If you go passing through the train, you can find the banana chips, people household level, selling. But same banana, if you go to Hajipur area, and I don't think they are able to utilize properly. Ministry of Food Industry, they have several schemes for achar, chutney, morabba and several things. But really, at a lower level we have this. So what here I would like to, that we need the massive awarenesses. Awareness will bring action, and action will bring more participation. So how we can bridge the gap, of this, I remember a saying, if you are thinking 1 year ahead, plant the rice. If you are thinking 10 years ahead, plant a tree. And if you are thinking 100 years ahead, educate the people. And educate through the awareness. And so I think this the corporate sector and CSR Foundation should take up the responsibility for massive awareness scheme. Several examples, I would like to put before you here. Many successful, I was just reading material on health, on education we have. Why these all successful stories are limited to the certain area? We need to disseminate these such stories. That is the important thing. And so that is why this is important, because of this massive population living in rural area, lot of dependency. But here I would like to put this, what I mentioned about this, the three important sectors. How we can, this rural productive system, ecosystem, I am taking this, the idea of ecosystem services and the community resilience through this diagram. One side you can see this, the important productive system. And we have to give the equal emphasis of all three. It is very important, particularly for the country like India, where we have also social deprivation and social inequality, regional inequality at the local level. So agriculture, agro-based industry, livestock and the forest, jungle, jameen, jivika, this livelihood. Recently, we published a book here, Livelihood Security in the Changing Socio-Economic Environment of Himachal Pradesh, taking a case study of few area of Himachal Pradesh, published by Springer. And we tried to highlight some of the medicinal plant. Somebody mentioned